Have you heard about this personal and professional podcast?
Coaching in Session
with your host, Michael Reardon.
When we're trying to make some changes in our life, we might feel like we're stuck. And sometimes it doesn't feel like we're making much progress in our day. Is that you? Sometimes people, they come to me and they're like, Michael, I don't know what's wrong, but something is wrong. Sometimes they say, I feel stuck. Or I might say, like, do you feel stuck, like you're not going anywhere in life? Yesterday feels the same. Last week feels the same. Month, year, life, it seems the same. Like you're not moving, right? You're not making much progress. And even if you do make a little bit of progress, it's almost like you're set back all the time, where you are in that constant reset. You feel stuck. You're in this rat race, right? We talked about the rat race before. It's just basically like when you're working paycheck to paycheck, you're in this loop. You work to make a living, but yet in life, you're trying to enjoy life. You're trying to go travel. You're trying to experience these things, try nice foods. I don't know, find the love of your life maybe. But they don't do it because they're always trying to catch up. They're in survival mode. They're not thriving. So most people, they're in that spot. They feel stuck. And these can be some of the worst people to take action because they're not at rock bottom. They're in a decent place. They don't have a trauma really in their life. So for me to have them take action, they just have to have a strong mindset. That's what it comes down to. Or they have to wait until they can finally hit rock bottom. But I do not recommend that. So I have an article. We're going to be taking a look at that, where we can see exactly how we can get out of this mindset to get out of neutral. So just looking at this article now, it's a TOS series, of course, part 63, Stay Out of Neutral. Now, of course, it's a tune-up series because you have to have a strong mindset, as I was saying, in order to change whatever you're thinking about changing. Because it's not as easy as saying, I want to change my life, and you begin to make the changes. It just doesn't work that way. You can give yourself this aspiration, this idea, this dream that you're going to do it. A wish, per se, a hope, desire. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go get it. I'll tell you that much. Because we find comfort in many of the things that we do. Now, there is a simple process in order for us to get there. But the hardest and most challenging part is to remain consistent on each of these steps. And those steps are going to be, number 1, set clear goals. 2, embrace discomfort. 3, action. 4, cultivate resilience. 5, seek continuous improvement. And 6, surround yourself with support. These things are going to help you get out of your neutral state of being. Now, if you don't have a strong mindset, you're probably going to get stuck at number 1. Heck, you are not going to even be able to make it anywhere close to 6. And there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? People don't even know what they want in their life. They think they know what they want. I want a big house. I want a fast car. I want a lot of clothes. I want to go travel. But the reality is you might not want any of that. Who told you that you wanted that? Was it the world? Was it social media? Was it Instagram? Was it TikToks? And you have to go here. Oh, you have to experience this. This is the greatest. Oh, you have to try this food. It's so cool. Some people, they don't even realize that the things that they do are because someone else has told them to do them. It's very interesting. Then we get into the aspect of embracing discomfort. We talked about it last week, where we said, if you want to link physical and mental training together, you have to get used to going through the suck, the pain, right? Embracing the discomfort. If you do not embrace the discomfort, this is when you have some issues. So we have to get out of the neutral. We have to get uncomfortable, right? We have to challenge ourselves. Action, right? Makes sense. If you're not taking action, you're not doing anything. False and true. Because you can be doing the wrong things. Action, right? I'm doing something. I'm going to work. Well, you're in the wrong job. You're in the wrong profession. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing in this relationship. Well, you might be in the wrong relationship. You're doing the wrong things. Just because you're doing something, it doesn't mean you are making progress. If you run in a circle, I want you to tell me how far you have gone from your home to work. Now, if your work and your house is in the same vicinity, okay, now we can talk. But the reality is, most people, they have a different work environment. If you are one of those people who have a different work environment, then of course you're not going to make it. What are you going to tell your boss? Well, I was moving. I was trying to get there. But were you? No. We need resilience also. If you don't have resilience, you're not going to be able to stand the test of commitment. Marriage. It's not difficult, but it's challenging. I understand difficult and challenging are very similar words. The aspect of marriage is to love one another, each other, and just say, hey, I'm your person. All right, let's make this work. But then the nuances of everything, right? Sharing a household, having kids, responsibilities, or share responsibilities. That can be a bit more daunting, right? It can be a challenge. So you have to be able to seek continuous improvements. That's our next one. If we don't improve, how are we moving forward? If you are person A right now, or you can say you're level 0 or level 1, wherever you want to begin, you want to be a new person, a new version of yourself. Would you not agree that you have to level up, that you have to enhance yourself, that you have to change who you are? For example, if you want to lift a bunch of weight, I like using the gym as an example. If you want to lift a certain amount of weight, your body has to change. It gets bigger, it gets stronger. The body knows this. The mind should know this too. We have to cultivate this in our mind. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do it. And the last part is we need to surround ourselves with people who are going to be supportive. And the people don't even have to be like an arm's length. For example, like your mom or your dad can live in a different state, but if they support you, that can be good enough. If you have a best friend that you went to high school in and now you're living in a different state or different country and you still are connected, that could be a good way for you to feel like you're supported, where they help and they encourage you. But then sometimes you don't even have those outlets and those people that you can rely on. So what do? Some people get a coach. Some people find mentors. Some people try to do it themselves. But at the end of the day, most of them stay stuck in neutral. Now that we understand that many people are going to be stuck in neutral, not even so much because of their own willingness to stay there. It's like you want to go, you're hitting the gas, but the car is not moving. Well, is the car in park? No, the car is in neutral. So the car can move. Maybe if I got out and I pushed, it can move. And that's what happens typically in our days. We find something to give us a small boost, a push, motivation, right? One of the reasons why motivation in motion, if you're familiar with it, Motivation in Motion is a video series. We're going to be getting ready for the next season coming out, where we're talking about how to stay motivated. So people can always go check out, hey, Motivation in Motion came out Tuesday and Thursday. That's why on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have the podcast. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have Motivation in Motion. It's all to help people continually make some type of movement in their week. Saturday, we have Mindset OD. And on Sunday, that's when the blog releases. I talk about the blog on Monday, of course. That's what we do. As you can see, 7 days a week, we are continually enhancing ourselves versus Monday through Friday, I'm in struggle, survival mode. I have to do this. Saturday and Sunday, I'm trying to recoup because I did something I didn't want to do Monday through Friday, and I dread Monday because I have to do it again. I don't dislike Monday. I don't look toward Friday. I don't say, oh, great, it's Friday. I don't say, oh, it's Monday. Oh, man, like this is going to suck. Because I'm my own boss, yes, but at the end of the day, it's because I filled my life with meaning. I filled my life with things to do. I'm looking forward to the day to go ahead and attack the day. What can I do to make a difference? In not only my life, but in other people's lives. How can we get out of neutral, this mindset of neutral? Well, there's many steps like we talked about, but one of the most powerful steps that I have found when you're trying to get out of neutral is you have to do the scary things. I didn't write it in here because I knew I was going to talk about it. Fear, sometimes when we're thinking of neutral, it's almost like it's stuck, frozen. We're not moving, right? We're just in place. Neutral can have a positive connotation to it and can have a negative connotation to it. The negative is what we're focusing on right now because we don't want to be stuck. But then neutral can also mean that we're cruising, like we're in neutral, right? We're just cruising, right? Cruise control. But oftentimes, that's not necessarily what's happening. And if you are on that neutral and you're kind of cruising and everything is good and you're smooth sailing, you're making your way up to the top, wonderful, right? Keep it up. But most people are stuck. Their mind is a mess. Their life is a mess. And it's not so much of a mess that they can't look at it and be happy for it or compare their life to someone else and say, well, I'm glad that my life is this and not that. Because if you do that, now you just push yourself into neutral even harder. Because now you're going to say, why even move? Why even bother? If your car is stuck on the side of the road and you don't have to go anywhere, are you in a rush to get to someplace? In Texas, you should be, because if it's summer, for example, you're probably like, it is super hot and the car doesn't work. I want to get out of this heat. Maybe if you're in somewhere really, really cold, like, I don't know, Antarctica, you're going to say, whoa, this is really, really cold. I need to, get inside. Okay, now I don't know how many cars they have in Antarctica. I don't think that many because in the peak of summer, they only have, I believe, 43 to 50,000 people that are going to be in all of all of Antarctica. And I believe Antarctica is larger than the United States by 7 times. So if you think of America, think of America, United States, North America, times that by 7, you have Antarctica or around there. It could be even more. But those are the statistics that I believe are true and accurate, or to some degree. Now that we know that we don't want to stay in these environments, right? We don't want to be in Texas heat. We don't want to be in cold Antarctica. Sometimes we have that middle ground, the warm, right? We are maybe in San Diego, good weather year round, not too hot, not too cold. People love it there. Why don't we see more people coming from San Diego with wonderful things happening in their life? Not saying that people in San Diego, they don't have good things going, right? Because I know a lot of good people in San Diego that do wonderful things. But the temperate type of temperature also creates a temperate type of mindset. But this is not so much San Diego either. It's about America in general, where we create this temperate type of mindset, where if we're a little bit better than what we were, we get used to it. We say, this is better than what I had. I'll accept it. And so we find that spot again. Well, we have to go after the hard stuff, right? The fear, as I was saying, the challenge, the hard stuff. If you go after that, you're going to consistently find yourself out of neutral and into drive. You have to get past the fear. You have to move past it. I don't know many people who say, you know what? Fear is so wonderful. I want to stay in this fear. It feels so good to be anxious and stressed about money. I just love stressing about money. Like, it's my favorite thing to do. Like, I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to do this. I just want to stress all my life. Said no one ever. Because that's not reality. People don't want that. People want comfort. People want easy. But in order to get that smooth life, you have to work hard. You have to push yourself past that negativity, past that fear, past that uncertainty. The challenges are always going to be there. Some days we have to push harder. Some days we can take it easy. I don't know which days, you're on right now. You might be in the easy days. You might be in the hard days. You might be right in the middle. Every day is going to be something different. And you have to create a system for how you do it. Maybe for you, maybe you're like me. You have a list of what you need to do every single day. Maybe you have an XY amount of Z's you have to call. You have to do this for the show, the podcast, this amount of writing. You have to meet this many clients. I mean, you can have a regimented schedule per day. This much hours with your kid and your family, like all of it is regimented, but at the same time is built to enhance me, not keep me consistent. Because you know what I do when I feel like I'm getting stuck into a routine? I change it up. So sometimes for the podcast, you can even tune in and you can see when I'm doing my shifts is we might have a bunch of Wednesday episodes, or we have a bunch of group episodes, or actually guest episodes. And from there, we are continually making some change. But the problem is not so much that we are just doing things habitually in the pattern. Because if you do something so regimented, like, of course, you're going to find yourself in neutral, and it can be a good thing. But oftentimes you are going to hit a stagnancy and you're going to say, well, there's no growth. You hit a plateau. People who hit a plateau, they have a very difficult time breaking through. That's another area that I help individuals with their plateau areas. So they feel stuck, or, we can go all the way down to the bottom. They feel lost. They feel confused. And then we go to the middle. They feel stuck. They feel neutral. Then they are going to be someone who's ambitious, but they are feeling like there's something else out there for them. It's a plateau. There's different levels to this. But the neutral can be the most dangerous because it's not bad and it's not good, but it is acceptable. And if I told you to accept something less than what you were worth, let's say you are an engineer, and engineers make roughly $160,000 a year, something along those lines, maybe depending on where you go or where you live. If I say I'm only going to pay you $16,000 a year, would you say, sure thing, Michael? Sure, I'm going to take a huge pay cut because you told me to, or because I like you. I mean, most people won't. Most people are going to say, that's not what I'm worth. I'm not working for 16,000. I'm working for 160,000 because they know the value of them working, taking action. I mean, this is not about DEI and women's and males salary wage. This is just the concept that if you want to enhance yourself, you just can't accept something less. So if you know greatness is available, why are you not reaching for it? If you know that you can enhance your life and your situation, why are you not moving toward it? Why are you not driving to that location? Because people don't realize that as they're waiting for the right moment to do it, time is ticking away, whether they like it or not. And at some point, you're going to run out of time. And at some point, you're going to wake up and you're going to say, it is too late for me to take action because I waited too long. Do not get to that point. In closing, as we wrap up this article, TUS Part 63, of course, tune-up series are going to be for, people with nice, strong mindsets. We can look at the aspect of if you want to do it now, you don't have a strong mindset, you definitely can make it through. I encourage you to check out this blog, Stay Out of Neutral. And from there, you're going to be able to make some good adjustments in your life. Now, just because you make these adjustments, it doesn't mean that things are going to start magically coming your way. One of the things and the greatest hurdles that you're going to have to overcome is the aspect and the idea that you have been going on for so long. You've been doing it for, a good set of time. You might have seen results and progress, but then you say, you know what? It's time for me to relax. I'm going to let off the gas and I'm going to cruise. That's not what we want to do. It's almost like the days that we give ourselves to rest and recuperate are going to be days that we need, not so much of that we are going to be hungry for all the time. Meaning, all right, the weekend is days for me to recoup. Get that out of your mind. The weekends are going to be days to help you get to where you want to be. You can't go your whole entire life working a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, working for another person, helping them with their dreams and their goals and their aspirations and their chance at financial freedom, only for you to, waste it away on Saturday and Sunday to go out and party, to go out and, be lazy or get drunk and come home the next day and recuperate all day on Sunday or Saturday, depending on when you go out and drink. Guess what? You cannot live that life long term, because if you do live that life long term, you're going to find yourself behind. And this blog right here, check out the link in the description box below. You're going to find these wonderful tips and strategies to help you get out. Number 1, set clear goals. 2, embrace discomfort. 3, take action. 4, cultivate resilience. 5, seek continuous improvement. And 6, surround yourself with support. So all of this seems good. We are trying to get out of neutral. We're trying to change our situation. We are enhancing ourselves, it seems, left and right. But sometimes we need a boost. Sometimes we need a helping hand. Sometimes we need an accountability partner. This is what we do here at Reverend Concepts. We help individuals with this all the time. This is probably one of our, I guess you can say, prides and joys when it comes to helping clients with, because helping someone get out of neutral helps them in all aspects of coaching. Mindset coaching is basically getting you into a rhythm and a pattern or way of thinking that is different than the norm. Because if you did what everyone else is doing in the world, you're going to find yourself with what everyone else has. So we're better off doing what other people are not doing, going out, being ambitious, being hungry to go for knowledge and wisdom and progress and prosperity in our life and abundance, attaining all of this and then reaching it at different levels too. Because they say, like, you can be rich, but do you want to be wealthy? Because we can give you a bunch of money, right? We can help you with career coaching, give you a lot of money. How we can talk about, you want to be a lawyer or a doctor and you make a lot of money. But then at some point, just because you made a lot of money, are you living the life that you want? I can't tell you how many people. I think it's 34%. 34% of people who, or might be 27 to 34%. I forget the number, but it's around there. They go to college and they get a degree and then they don't use their degree anymore. Now, most of these numbers are going to come from women who are going to go get a degree and then they turn out to be stay-at-home wives. There is nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home wife. I'm just trying to say that it is part of the number. Do you want that? Right? Do you want to go out and get a career and work your whole life? Or do you want to be a person that says, I want to be there with my kids and raise them? And of course, when the kids are out of the house at, 18, whatever, you want to go be a doctor because you have the degree, go for it. If you want to go be a nurse or if you want to go be an astronaut, you have already got the paperwork. You did the work. So it could work. But the reality is most people in that situation, they don't want to miss childhood because it happens so quick. So they stay so zoomed in and so focused. And at some point, they get their life back and they feel lost. They feel stuck. They feel like they're not moving anywhere anymore because they have lost their meaning again. They gained a new meaning when their kids were born, and then all of a sudden they lost them when their kids left. They thought it was a career, but they didn't find more joy in the career than they did with their kids. So what do? We have to reinvigorate ourselves. We need to keep on taking the good actions that are going to help us get out of this feeling of being stuck and how we make progress. Because the only thing you have to do is give yourself a new switch in your mind. I'm doing this because of someone else, or I'm doing this because I know I'm going to enhance myself to enhance someone else. I think that's a better aspect to it. This happens with grandparents because when your kids go off, guess what happens? Eventually they get married maybe and they have a grandkid or they have a child and you have a grandkid, and it gives your whole life new meaning again. Because now you're like, oh my God, I'm going to do all the things that I didn't get to do with my kids. I'm going to give them candy and soda and I'm going to send them back to them, right? Sometimes grandparents do that. The aspect is more of, I'm going to have a second chance and I'm going to try to give them all the things that I wish I could have gave my child. It could be that. Or I'm going to help my child create the child that they want. It just depends. We create new meaning. But don't break down when you feel lost. Find yourself a way to repair, to enhance yourself, to break through the limits, the plateaus, to keep on challenging yourself. Because the person that we were yesterday, that's our competition. We have to become better than that person. And if you find yourself on a slow decline, all the way down to rock bottom, wake up, stop, hit the brakes, get some help. If you need some help, of course, reverendconcepts.com. Continue to listen to the podcast, of course, comment, subscribe, like, review, do all of those things. It helps build the podcast up. It helps build the community. It is free. Even consultations are free. So if you're a first-time person, consultee, you need some help, you need some guidance, reach out to us, reverendconcepts.com. You can sign up for a consultation. From there, you could begin to become a person that's more readily viable in your life. You can rely on yourself to not stay stuck when something happens. You know how to change a flat tire when you find yourself on the side of the road. You have a plan, you have roadside assistance. You're not going to be there trying to figure out what life is or what to do in life. You are going to be able to take action. And every single day, you can continually take action. And that is the purpose. That is the goal.